Yeah, everyone always asks me, they always get so frustrated with me. It's like, how can you say you don't like it if you've never tried it? I don't have to try a drug to know I don't like the drug. It's a drug. It's for fucking pussies who can't get through life or for people who have severe medical problems. And even if you do, weed's not the answer. If I'm talking to somebody and I find out within the first few minutes of interacting with them for the first time that they smoke weed, I immediately just don't want to be their friend. It's like, I don't want that in my life. It's a thing that I can't relate to. It's a thing I don't support. And there you go, Marty. Finally, you only asked me for this about a year and a half ago. There we go. It's something I don't support. It's something I don't find any use in, and I think it's just the dumbest, most pointless, immature, childish thing on the planet. Right next to fucking wearing a diaper and bashing a rattle against the floor. And I feel like people who smoke weed are just a bunch of pussies who can't fucking handle the realities of the real world. Because, trust me when I say, I know pain. And if anyone qualifies for the alcoholic or drug, just like, my life is so painful, I can only smoke away the pain, I qualify for that. But guess what? I'm better than that. I know not everybody is. That's why I don't immediately hate everyone for doing it, because I know not everyone's strong enough, but I feel like everyone is strong enough, but weed disables that. Weed enables them to be lazy about it. Weed and drugs enable people to just not face their fucking problems. The only way you're going to solve the problem is if you fucking face it, not cower behind a puff of smoke. Like, Jesus Christ, people. Do you not know how to live? I disqualify them as a friend because, again, it's something in my life that I don't believe in, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to have it be a part of any conversation I deal with. I don't want it to be a part of my life. So it's just like, if you do, it's like, okay, good for you. I'm gone, because I just don't want to deal with it. It's not what I want. And I know that people do that to forget their problems, but it's like, the problems are going to be there when you're done. You know, the problems are not going anywhere just because your brain did. You need to face it, and you need to overcome it. That's the point. The more you just sit there and avoid it and try to forget about the problems, the longer those problems are going to be a problem. And what, in my opinion, what should the age of consent be? I know age of consent varies from state to state, which is stupid, I think. I think the age for sex should honestly just, stay 18. Just keep it at 18. I think, honestly, I'm kind of a stingy bitch, where it's like, I think everyone should get their driver's license when they're 18, not like 16, because when you're that young, you're still not developed. You know, your brain's not fully developed. You're not mature enough yet. You're not an adult yet. Not everybody, but like the general population still has a lot of growing up to do. So I feel like if we should inhibit driving until you're a bit older, so you can take it a bit more seriously instead of like, I'm a kid who got my fucking license, you know, you can actually be an adult about it. And when it comes to like having sex, I believe the same thing. It's like, when you're young and you're just like, you're all gung-ho for sex, it's like, you need to slow down. One, sex isn't that amazing. It's just sex. It's masturbating, but a little bit wetter, and with another person. You get a couple more feels, which is cool and all, but it's like, it's not the most important thing in the world. People like to treat sex as if it was like the only thing in the world that fucking matters. If you don't have sex, then you're not living. It's like, that's just not the case. You know, there's more important things to that, and I wish people would take some more time to see that. I wish the legal age all around and for consent was 18. And I know that, because that rule is never going to be upheld. That's the problem. It's like, no matter what, it's not going to be upheld. People are still going to have underage sex. You're still a kid at 18. You're legally an adult, but you're still a kid. You become an adult. You're like, yay! It doesn't immediately give you like the mental advantage of an adult. You don't know. You're still growing. Everyone's still growing. I'm not one who's like, you have to have sex with one person for your entire life, and when you get married to them, you have to wait until you find just the right person. No, you still should not just be giving out sex, you know? Sex is more important than that. Sex should be valued, and your body should be valued a bit more than what most people value it at. So find somebody a bit more important to have sex with, because sex shouldn't be such a fleeting thing, is the problem. I hate that sex is a fleeting, less valuable thing, because then you're devaluing yourself. The amount of lives alcohol has ruined, from people, many, me included, and a lot of people I know, the amount of lives alcohol has ruined. And then just like whenever I see my friend, like a friend of mine who's high, he's like, man, I got so high the other day, and I see like a Snapchat of him high or something. It's like, what are you doing with yourself, man? Don't you have anything better to do? Don't you have anything? Like, you're just gonna sit there and just be a fucking log. It enables people to be fucking lazy. I'm not saying all people who smoke pot are lazy, but it enables them to be lazy. It lets them feel like being lazy is okay. You know what they say about idle hands? You should not. Idle hands are dangerous. I'm okay. I get it if people want to have a glass of wine or something, and just unwind at the end of the day. But it also, again, it just kind of seems like an excuse. I'm just the kind of person who faces my problems head on. I try to live my life the best I can and make my body last as long as I can. My religious views are, I believe there is probably some form of higher power that I guess I could label with the name God, and I refer to as the name God, and I probably assign most Christian values to that name God. However, I'm not one that believes in one strict class of religion. I believe in probably a combination of a lot of things. I believe that when you die, you probably get reincarnated, and the fact that time means nothing. Like if I die, I might get reborn as a girl in the year 1412. But it's sort of like, hey, the idea of heaven. Hey, you died. Do you want to stay up here for a while, or do you want to just be reforged into another person? And kind of random or whatever. They're like, I'll be another person, then you're another person, but except it's a different time. It's just like, I'm okay with accepting whatever the reality is. Like, I don't follow one thing, and I'm pretty open to the idea of the afterlife. The only thing that terrifies me is the idea of there just being an empty void, because it's like, you don't remember any of the time before you were born, so who's to say that the time after you die is going to be any different? It's just going to be nothing until your consciousness is created once more. So, but then obviously when you're born again, you have no concept of a previous life or anything, but that's in my view, somewhat of where deja vu comes from. You're reliving a similar situation to a past life or something like that, it's just, there's a lot of weird coincidences that make me feel like there was some past life lived, I guess, which is why maybe phobias are a thing. Maybe you're afraid of spiders because maybe you're somebody who in a past life or in a future life who got bitten by a spider and died, or maybe like I'm afraid of the ocean. Maybe I'm afraid of the ocean because I was a fucking pirate or a sailor or something and I died at sea. I died by drowning or something like that, stuff like that. It's like just ideas, but I don't know, and I'm not going to say concrete one way for sure. I'm certainly not going to sit there, idolize some commercial religion. You can still pray, and you can still ask for help and guidance for whatever higher power there is, and believe in whatever religion you want to. I believe no religion is wrong. Only the actions that you take based on those ideals are wrong. My opinion on guns? I don't own any. I used to own a 22, nothing crazy. I want to own a gun. Me and Sam both want to get a carry permit and one to keep in the house for obvious safety reasons, because you never know when you're going to need to protect yourself. And I will absolutely kill another human being to protect me or Sam. Their life is not worth the life. Their life is obviously worth something, but it's not worth them intruding into my life and threatening my life. I'm not going to worry about theirs at that point. They've forfeited their life to me at that point if the situation arises. Although, of course, I would try everything in my power to avoid murdering another human being, but if it came to that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I do believe regulations should be much stricter. In order to get a gun, you need to have every single person, you need to have extensive background checks, and you need to make sure that this person is completely mentally stable, which of course is impossible to be completely stable, and you can't fully trust a person based on the background, but we need to make the rules in acquiring guns a little bit more stricter. But the problem is, even by doing that, there's still going to be shootings, Just by restricting gun laws is not going to stop shootings. And I do believe people should have a right to carry a weapon, to protect themselves. Everyone has a right to protect themselves, but not everybody has the stability and can be trusted with protecting themselves. I definitely don't believe people should be able to own rocket launchers. Automatic weapons, I mean, to a degree, yes. Shotguns, some high-powered rifles. I mean, I can see how that would be good, because at the end of the day, we need to be able to protect ourselves from internal and external threats. That's the whole point of the Second Amendment, is if the government becomes too corrupt, if the government becomes too controlling, that we as we the people can protect ourselves from a tyrannical government and from outside threats. If a war was to break out, a small arms force could be immediately assembled and we can defend ourselves, and that I fully believe in. You take away our guns and you take away, honestly, 60% of the capable defense of the entire country. You take away all of that power. And we do need that power. That's how we maintain our position, is through that power. So taking away the guns is not gonna solve anything. You know what? I just remembered something. This is what I was trying to think of this before. Last thing on the weed topic, I just remembered is it's not entirely even the drug that I hate, because at the end of the day, to me, it's just a drug. It's just like cigarettes. It's a thing that people are going to do regardless. It's the fucking culture. It's the weed culture. It's the fucking pot leaf emblem. It's those fucking douchebags who are just like, fucking smoke weed every day, 420 blaze it. It's the fucking children. It's the fucking immature, cockbiting fucktards who think weed is the only thing that matters, and that they are entitled to something, that they're just like, I'm so fucking hardcore as I smoke pot. It's the culture. It's the people. Everywhere you look, it's a pot leaf. Everywhere you look. My life is just endless pain. The only thing that keeps me sane at the end of every day is this fucking stoke right here. It's this fucking puff. Oh, you fucking taste that shit. It's fucking good weed, man. Everywhere I go, I just smell pot. Everywhere I go, it's some asshole with pajamas that are covered in pot leaves. Everywhere I go, it's somebody with a fucking pot leaf on their fucking neck, or 420 tattoo on their neck. Everywhere I go, I can't fucking escape it. And that's what makes me mad. That's what it is, okay? That's the answer. Okay, moving on. Now I'm mad. Okay, moving on. Vaping makes me annoyed on a different level, because it's like they feel entitled. They feel like, oh, it's not actually smoking, so I can do it inside. Oh, it's not actually this, because I can do it. It's not a problem, bro. Yo, it's totally cool, bro. It's another fucking thing that people think that they're hot shit for doing. People think that they look badass, that they're cool, that they're fucking cool, that they're better than you because they're vaping or something. It's again, the culture behind it. It's the assholes that do it, And again, with vaping, there's no fucking point to it. What are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. What the fuck? And not to mention, yes, there is a real danger when it comes to vaping. They do fucking explode. That happened. That is a thing. You can't deny that one. But even still, it still contains chemicals. It still contains a chemical compound that is getting into your lungs and your body. And it's the thing, Amy, where it's like people think everything is so harmless right now. But then 20 years down the line, when they do more research and study it, they find, holy shit, this causes dick cancer, And then people all of a sudden like, oh, it's bad for you. It's the same thing that happened with cigarettes and alcohol. Like I said before, back in the early, what year did it? It was like the 30s or something. I don't remember. Forgive my ignorance, but it was like the 30s or something, where people just like, you go to the doctor, you're having a bad day, just go lay back and smoke a cigarette. You're going to feel so much better at the end of the day. Oh, it's so good for you to do this. And then people's like, yeah, cigarettes, man, they're the fucking cure for all. And then they realize, oh, fuck, it causes cancer. Your teeth fall out, your lungs fall apart. It's just something that's just like everyone thinks is totally harmless, until you realize, guess what? It's not, because nothing is harmless. But really, what it all comes down to are just the people honestly, dude, natural selection. I'm all for natural selection. Stop enabling dumb people to continue living. If they do something that should cause their death, let them fucking die. It's natural selection. They obviously aren't capable of living their life without hurting themselves, and if they put themselves in that situation, if they survive, good, then they learn from it. If they don't learn from it, they deserve whatever's coming to them. It only makes sense. That's how it works. That's how species survive. The strongest and the smartest survive. And that's not me saying I want people to die. I don't want people to die. You're eating Tide Pods. You deserve everything coming your way. We don't need to change the world because you're an idiot. It's like when you're at work and you're allowed to listen to music, and then one guy abuses that privilege and now no one can listen to music. That's basically America with everything. The whole point, like, it sounds conspiracy theory, But everything that is produced for us to consume and whatever is in place to keep us a docile workforce. Literally, like, they want everyone to get fat. America could so easily shift to make everything just healthy. It would be a smart choice to prolong lifespans, but they don't want that. They want to make as much money off you as fast as they can before you die, and they're gonna just keep feeding you all the shit, make you fat, make you go to your low end paying job, and just every day until you die. And your lifespan's shortening every generation. The lifespan's getting shorter, and they're just gonna keep at it, keep making the food worse for you, so you don't have any fucking free will, and you just sit there and you work, you eat, and you die. Yeah, and that's another thing, is why don't we just make cigarettes illegal? I would absolutely love it if they made cigarettes illegal, but guess what? It makes way too much money. Your life isn't worth anything except for your wallet. That's literally all you're worth, is your wallet. You as a person, you don't matter. None at all. The sooner you realize how little you matter to the rest of the world, the sooner you can go on being a little bit happier. Just having like a little bit of bliss, knowing in the end it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. They don't care. Nobody fucking cares. All I am is a walking dollar sign to almost everybody I come into contact with, and it's fucking insane. I want alcohol. I want it all to be illegal because there's no point to it. It's just poison. You guys are ingesting poison. Poison is literal poison. There's the argument of the same thing of, well, what about caffeine? Caffeine's a drug. It's classified as a drug. Like me, I'm drinking energy drinks and I'm drinking the caffeine and everything, but I'm not drinking it for the energy or for the caffeine. I like the taste of energy drinks, and to me personally, I think it's better than drinking high fructose corn syrup and soda and all the sugar and stuff. I'd rather have a little bit of caffeine than have 70 grams of sugar in a 12-ounce can. Like, holy shit. It might be my bias, but I don't feel like caffeine is as dangerous of a drug unless you have conditions. Unless you have like a heart condition, then obviously ramping your heart up with caffeine is not a good idea. I can't. That's the thing, is I can't justify it. I'm a hypocrite when it comes to caffeine, when I'm talking about how I hate drugs and I hate alcohol and everything when I'm drinking caffeine. But it's like, caffeine doesn't the caffeine itself doesn't destroy your body the way that drugs and alcohol do. They don't really compare. So you also look at it and it's like, you do that and then you look at coffee. Energy drinks to me are coffee to everybody else. Everybody's like, I have to have my cup of coffee in the morning. I gotta have my one energy drink in the morning, and if I have another one throughout the day, that's whatever. But to me personally, I just have an affliction for carbonation. I just like carbonated drinks. If it's carbonated, I'm all about it. I need that sparkle. I'm used to it, and I just prefer it. I love water and I love tea and I love smooth liquids, but the carbonation, I like the carbonation. Carbonation, I like the tingle. It feels good. It tastes good. But the caffeine, like, if it had no caffeine in it, I wouldn't care. As long as it tastes how it tastes, I don't care. That's complete horseshit. That's another argument I hate. Nobody's died from weed. Nobody died from a weed overdose, but people have died with weed in their system. People have died from energy drinks in their system. People have died from, guess what? Water in their system. That's such a dude, Cherry Nos is amazing. That's such a dumb argument. I fucking hate that. Nobody's died from weed. What? Cherry Bomb. Shout out to Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Saw them live. They were really good. The good thing about Uno is I can play this completely mindlessly and hold up this conversation. One of my friends I went to school with, she used to tell me how she would drive high all the time, and she would go, and Pepsi's okay. I like Pepsi enough, but I still prefer Coke over Pepsi. I don't know, but she would say how she would drive high all the time. She's like, I'd find myself, I was always swaying. She's like, I'm a really good driver when I'm high. Well, that's also because you're going 20 miles under the speed limit because you have no reaction time, which is also a danger, which is also illegal to be driving under the speed limit, or like a X amount under the speed limit, just as it is over the speed limit.
Damn it, Spy, you fucking beat me. God damn it. I know you need that achievement too. But so do I. But just because nobody's died from smoking weed and it killing them immediately, like I said, it's the argument of when you smoke a cigarette, it doesn't kill you right away. It's the long-term effects of smoking that cigarette that kill you. It's the long-term effects of smoking the weed that's going to start killing people, and then everyone's going to go, what the hell? It's bad for you. Yeah, it's bad for you. Really? It's, again, like I said, cigarettes don't kill you right away. Weed doesn't kill you right away. It all piles on. Damn it! That's the argument behind it. Is we don't know. In the future, it's going to be unveiled to be bad for you. Then everyone's going to fucking 180 on it. And then it's going to be another regulated thing. And then it's going to be stripped down to medical purposes only without allowing people to smoke it or anything like that. Like, it's... yeah, and everyone else... And that's another thing. If you want to sit there and destroy your body, go for it. But the moment I smell it, you're affecting my life. And I don't want anything to do with that. You're affecting if my little sister's sitting there. My younger sister, who's like 20, I would smell weed from her in the house, and I fucking called her out on it. And like Olivia, my baby sister, who was like 3 or 4 at the time, is sitting right here, and she can smell you stinking like pot. She does not need that influence. She does not need to be breathing that in. Secondhand smoke is a thing. Having the smell coming off of your clothes still affects other people. If it's affecting me like that and I don't like it, I have the right to say I don't fucking like it, you know? If you want to destroy your body, by all means, go ahead and do it. But do it in a place where you're not affecting everybody else.